Yeah.
Hello, my gorgeous, beautiful, wonderful queen bees. It is your girl Amanda, the Buzzed Artist. Today we are going to do something extra exciting. I'm going to turn myself into a cartoon, as if I'm not cartoony enough as a person. I feel like it's only a matter of time before I did something like this. There's like a really cool advantage to making anything into a cartoon because you get to manipulate facial features and really exaggerate stuff. So without much further ado, let's go over to my art desk. Alrighty, so first things first, I'm going to take a picture. What's like a good expression that I can make, like, or maybe like a... So I think I got some pretty good photos to work with. What I'm thinking I'm going to do first is draw out 3 possible cartoony caricatures of myself and then see which one I'm kind of tending towards, and then we're going to go ahead and add our colors. Let's get into it, people. Now that we're here, I'm just gonna pull up the first photo that I was working on. So if we were looking at this like side by side and I'm taking a look at my picture, the first thing that I really like to think about are what are my major features? What are the things that make me me? I have big eyes, so I think I'm going to go ahead and work on those. I'm actually going to just break some rules when it comes to putting together facial features and proportions, because I kind of want to just play around with the features a little bit and not be so constricted to exactly where they need to go. Then I got my nose here. My mouth here is skewed to the side, so it's not like a straight line down the middle, it's kind of like over here somewhere, and I really want to accentuate that. I always imagine when making cartoons, you look at someone's face and you want to kind of just pull it like it's made of putty, and you want to exaggerate the features even more so. Because if you ever have done anything like drama or theater, and you are up on stage performing in front of people, the actions and expressions are larger than life. It's so people can really see the magnification of the emotion. Drawing is very much the same way. You really need to exaggerate features. I'm going to do some adjustments to really make sure that I get the point across. And then, of course, I'm going to try to think of the best like face shape for myself. Make it like as simplistic and close to an actual shape that I'm familiar with, like a simple shape, as I can. And then we come to the eyebrows. Now the eyebrows, I think I'm really going to like accentuate, start it low, and bring it high. And this is like what cartooning is all about. You're just majorly exaggerating the lines. Got my crazy hair. I'm even playing with the neck a little bit more just to give that extra like, like I'm looking to the side. You are allowed as a cartoonist to really just have fun. You know, like I'm not choosing to draw the bags under my eyes, obviously. And that's a personal decision. It's kind of like you gotta choose the things you wanna cut out and keep. That's sketch number 1, but let's work on the next one. Kind of seeing first and foremost is my face structure, which like this shape. So I'm just kind of being a little more angular with it. Eyes are they're pretty like tiny because I have them, I'm pretty squinted in this. So I'm really taking advantage of the squintiness. In fact, I'm going even more squinty in the picture here. I'm actually going to draw some of the underbags because when you're squinting, you have more of the folds of your eye. And got my nose. I really want to accentuate the lips, like I'm doing this kissy face. I really want to show I'm puckering up, you know. I'm gonna take extra liberties here to make a good pucker. Now I have my chin that's actually kind of extruding out a little bit. I'm just gonna accentuate that at the chin line right here. You're trying to decide what lines are important to you and what are not. I also have my cheekbones that are pretty apparent here. And my cheekbones are on the bigger side, so I'm gonna accentuate that even more. The eyelashes. I didn't put in eyelashes on the last one, but that's okay. This is just, I'm just kind of sketching things out because we're not at the painting process quite yet. So that part is where all the details are going to come in. Really like accentuating those eyebrows. I know they're not as high up on my face in the actual picture. Again, this is a cartoon, people. You don't have to take yourself so seriously. You can really just play. There, here. And this is just accentuating that my nose is on the bigger side, so the fact that I'm adding more lines kind of illustrates that. That's caricature number 2. Now let's do the third one. Again, I'm just exaggerating certain things that I see, like the cheekbone. I can make my hair go as wild as I want it to go. You know what, I'm gonna start with the eyebrows this time. And you know, there's no set science to this. You can go in any order you want. Maybe I'll do that with the eyebrows. We'll see. We'll see what makes sense. Nose. Now my mouth is huge. I'm not just saying that, I do actually have a very big mouth, so I want to really capture that here and exaggerate even more than what I have. Looks like I got lit under a candle and melted a little bit. I draw in the teeth, and the trick with drawing teeth, you don't want to have to draw every single tooth, really. You don't have to. But I'm just gonna do maybe just like a couple, just to show that they're there. Now let's go back to the eyebrows, because I'm still trying to figure it all out. I'm gonna make this even higher up, I think. I can't for the life of me keep one eye completely open while winking. Not in my genetic makeup, apparently. So I'm just gonna try to force my eye open here, even though in the picture I don't have it. There we go. This is yet another example of how the picture is different than the actual drawing itself. I chose to make this eye a lot more open, and also this, I want to make this go lower. I kind of want to follow the eye line a little bit. Move the eyebrows. This is going to go down, then come up. So that matches quite well with this. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. It's cute. Because I really wanted to show and accentuate a feature. And maybe let's make this higher. There we go. That really accentuates the expression I got going on here. Okay. We've done 3 caricatures. Let's take a look at them all side by side. Okay, so if we take a look at everything I have here side by side, these are very expressive faces compared to the actual picture that I have done. It's really funny to see yourself as a cartoon, honestly. This is actually really, really funny. Okay, so I'm trying to decide which one I really want to go with and paint. I'm really struck with indecision. Ah! So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to go to you guys on the internets. Figured I might as well go the democratic route, you know what I'm saying? So I just posted to Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, and I'm just gonna wait and see what the vote tallies are. So with the powers of editing, we'll be back very soon.
The next day.
It's time to tally up the votes. Tallied up all the votes from Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and by a slim majority, drawing number 1 wins by about 5 points. Okay, so I'm going to be taking design number 1, and I'm going to go ahead and add some inking and color to it.
This is the moment I've just been waiting for, Queen Bees. So I taped down my entire paper, and I went ahead and grabbed a few supplies, including this Arteza Everblend marker. I haven't reviewed these quite yet, but from what I have done so far with these, I am really, really loving this marker. It's alcohol-based, so I can combine it very, very nicely with water-soluble acrylics, and the best part of it all, it's not going to bleed and smear over my acrylics, which is bomb! So be sure to take a look at that review when that comes out very, very soon. But once I inked everything with those markers and erased all of my lines, I went ahead and grabbed my paints. The first one that I'm laying down here is some unbleached titanium white. Now, considering that I am your regular, lovely Italian Caucasian, I have very fair skin, so I really didn't have to do much blending in terms of making my actual skin tone. Lucky me. But anyways, what I decided to do was lay down the base coat of unbleached titanium white, and then I went ahead and added in some shade to just add a bit more depth and intrigue to my character. Now, of course, I wanted to go a little darker with the shadows, so I just added a bit more of like a tone down of the unbleached titanium white color that I was initially using. And so I didn't have to do a lot of extra work on my part, which is great, especially when you're trying to mix colors. And then I just proceeded to have fun and go in with my hair and add in some interesting colors. Of course, I am your regular poop brown brunette. Queen Bees, I can't talk today. But I wanted to play with shadows here as well, so the highlights of the hair, I decided to make that brown color of my actual hair, but my hair is also very, very dark, so I proceeded to represent that by the black accents in the hair as well. And then I just went to town, Queen Bees. Like, I just wanted to keep on adding in more and more of those little details and colors that would really help make everything pop. Now, interesting point here, the tongue of my mouth and my lips, they kind of look the same, so I had to kind of go back and add in a lighter tone of pink on top of the lips just to kind of help it contrast from the tongue a little bit. And then I went back to my hair once the first layers dried and added another brown tone to add more intrigue. Of course, when it comes to cartooning, the sky's the limit here. You can always just do one tone of color and stay that way. You can choose to do shades. That's really the beauty of cartooning and of art in general. You have that choice to do anything and everything that you want. And plus, I decided to even go a step further and add highlights and hair details like the hair flow using the alcohol Everblend marker once again. And then once I kind of laid all of my paint down to my satisfaction, I went back in with the marker to add in those lines that got covered. A lot of it did get covered, and I was okay with that. I initially wanted to put the ink first so that I kind of knew where all my features were, and then once I laid down my paint, I can still see where those lines are and go back in with the marker. So that was pretty easy peasy lemon squeezy. And then I went ahead and just added those final details with the teeth. I kind of had a little bit of a mess up there with the gum part, but of course, like with any sort of paint medium, you can just paint right over it and the mistake is just virtually gone. It's like a magic eraser. It's amazing. And then of course I just wanted to add some accent colors, but really this had to be one of the most fun projects I have done to date because, well, you're working with cartoons and the sky's the limit, man. You can do lots and lots of stuff with this. Now, all the techniques that I'm actually using here, I actually have a little free guide that you can download if you want to learn a bit more about my cartooning process and the steps that I take to almost go down like a roadmap of sorts on how I go ahead and do this technique. And I call it my cartooning cheat sheet. It really helps you organize your thoughts on where it is you want to start when it comes to cartooning. So be sure to check that out on the video or in the description below. And then Queen Bees, as if by magic, we were done. She is obnoxious, punchy, and cartoony as can be. She is my cartoon, and I am loving her personality and just how quirky and fun she is. Bees, it's finished! Before you comment, yes, I put my hair up because it was getting really hot in this office. My hair was looking crazy. Guys, check this out. This is so freaking cool. And when I did like a side-by-side with the original picture, you can definitely see how cartoonified this looks. I am really digging this. I think it's so much fun, and well, it just kind of gives me a lot of perspective into the world of cartooning. And Queen Bees, I gotta ask, what did you think about the whole cartooning process? Was it fun? Was it interesting to watch? Are you interested in doing some cartooning now that you've seen this? Comment below, let me know. I always love to hear from you, my darling, gorgeous, beautiful, wonderful Queen Bees. So if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like and to subscribe to my channel. Hit that like button, you know what to do, so that you can see more fun videos like this from me to you in the future. And remember everybody, love yourselves and always have fun with your art. See you all next time. Bye!